As you all meet in the beauty of Musgrave Methodist today, as the organ leads and prays that Joy loved, in my mind I see Joy from when I stood at the front, with her hands lifted, and whilst we sang, Praise the Lord, from To God be the glory. Phil, Sal, and Ian, I stand with you to thank God for Joy's life that we were privileged to share. I also thank you for allowing me this privilege of paying tribute to my friend. As Rogers and Hammerstone wrote, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Being with Joy, things were alive. Her smile and sense of humour abounded. Children and adults alike were drawn to her. How many a person would be struggling along, and Joy's presence would encourage and lighten the load. Maria, in The Sound of Music, sings, let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with ABC. That was Joy. She was a born teacher, having helped form and educate many, many young lives, from her formal teaching years and then into Kumon. However, it was not just children. Due to her wrestling with God during Dave's illness, she set about with an interpreter, had an active ministry to the newly arrived Chinese students, and she introduced them to Christ through their Alpha course. And Musgrave had a fully Chinese and English Alpha course running. Joy's talks, given on numerous Emmaus walks, always had a clear object, to which she always creatively wove her talk around, like raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens. The day before Joy suffered her stroke, I was at an Emmaus training session, previewing talks. I sent her a WhatsApp message as I had just listened to a talk, and in the message I told her about it. However, I said, she delivered the best version of that talk, given many years before, as I remembered the story of the Duke's baby conifer plants, nurtured in the nursery, that she had used to illustrate her talk. I will always be the most grateful to Joy for her gift of teaching, as she took my own dad through the Alpha course in private, and my dad came to know Christ because of Joy. Those dear nuns explained, how do you solve a problem like Maria? To those who loved Joy and shared part of the journey, we would have to be honest, and to say to love Joy sometimes meant a good old tiff. Joy loved 110%, and she gave everything, and at times that meant she expected 110% back. But at the end of the day, she would always come round, and love with even more energy than before. Maria also sang to the Von Trapp children. High on a hill was a lonely goat heart. It's no secret that when Joy lost Dave, there was a huge gap left in her life. She struggled long and hard, and often said all she wanted was to be reunited with Dave. In her last days, she realized that Dave was nearer than she had imagined. And I have no doubt that in those last hours it was Dave's presence with her Lord that guided her home. However, despite what Joy faced in life, she could be described in the words of encouragement given by the Mother Superior. Climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. A dream that will need all the love you can give. Joy was always fun. Parties and gifts were creative. She joined in and always gave moments special meaning. She loved the things that were important to her family and friends. She supported and stood by you. She gave of herself for others. Maria was given a second chance, and she sang to Captain Von Trapp. For here you are, standing here loving me, whether or not you should. So somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. Ian, you were Joy's Captain von Trapp. You brought new love, purpose, and life to Joy. She loved and cherished you deeply. Your travels together were inspiring, but as you both shared life together, it was the value of loving and caring for others which complemented you to each other. For me, it's been a very painful thing to be away through Joy's last week and not with all of you today. Joy was a dear friend to me, and as we both grappled with painful times in our lives, we also enjoyed many wonderful moments and adventures together. Joy was always there for me, and I hope I was for her and for the blisters. My Tegan and Luke were always cherished, loved and spoilt with support from their Auntie Joy. Joy's presence in our little family brought life, and as she was known, joy. I'm very grateful for her and my honest conversation just before I left, as we shared about the reality of her last days. Her last words were, "I love you," and as I kissed her, the same were murmured back, as we both knew it was the last time we would be together. And now I can say Maria's words when she faced tough times. I have confidence in sunshine. I have confidence in rain. I have confidence that spring will come again. We are all sadly left. Ian, your beloved, has gone. Phil and Sal, your beloved mom. Joy's nieces, an incredible Auntie Joy. For many of us, a beloved friend and a pastoral worker. So these words ring for me. Edelweiss, Edelweiss. Every morning you greet me. Small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. And so, Joy, be blessed in God's eternal presence. We loved you and already miss you greatly. But we rise up like you did so often in this church, with our hands lifted in praise, as we say, bless your homeland forever. I love you, my friend.